Hello, good morning. It is a third line day and we are in gate 62, the gate of detail. The third line is called discovery. This is a third line to help all of those who've been told over and over again that they're making mistakes all the time. It reframes mistake as discovery. This third line is one of the best examples of the nature of third lines. When you're dealing with the 60-second hexagram, there are so many things involved in that hexagram. It is a potential to be able to try and find a way out of the inspiration of inner truth and find a factual and logical way that we can understand these things. The more that humanity understands that, the easier it is for us to live together in this world. And that's what understanding is all about. The third line of discovery, Ra said he never met anybody who had this line in their designer who didn't hate it. Mostly they didn't understand it and they just didn't like it, because all third lines are about trial and error and they're about making mistakes. And this is the great line of mistake making. It's also the great line of discovery. This is Louis Pasteur making a mistake and finding penicillin, or Edison saying that he actually never made a mistake. He just discovered 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb. This is the story of hundreds and thousands of inventors, scientists, chefs, researchers, explorers who go in the wrong direction by mistake and find something totally new and wonderful that they then can share with the rest of us. This is the essence of this line. In the exaltation, we have a genius for the unusual, the ability to discover valuable information in detailed work and to find innovative applications for this knowledge. The unusual gift of finding and expressing valuable details. This is one of the 6 lines of genius. Of course, the way it works is that they keep on bumping into things. They keep on finding out that the detail is wrong. And what is so wonderful about 62 threes is that they don't mind making a mistake. They don't love it, but they don't mind it. And it's so important for them because it's out of mistakes that discovery comes. This is where genius lies. When you look at each of the lines, because we deal with a duality, we live in a binary, we can see each line positively and negatively. Each one has their blessing and their curse. It's the way they're supposed to be. The unaware third line really does suffer a great deal in life because they bang into things, they get hurt, they feel insecure, their certainty in life gets snapped. At the same level, they can discover things that nobody else can. And what they can discover, then it's of enormous value to society. In the detriment, we have a dissatisfaction with the monotony of detail work, where what is missed may be of great importance and value. The expression of dissatisfaction and boredom in detail work. So the third line gets its detail together, does all the work, bangs into somebody and finds that it's all just so much thin air, and it really becomes such a boring thing to have to go and do it all again. It's a bit like when you teach a class and forget to press record and you have to do it again. I get that every once in a while. And as a 62, it's an awful thing to have to go through that again and try and make sure you've got all the detail right when you did it so well the first time, and or you just did it at all the first time. 62 threes don't necessarily in this detriment want to have to go through that detail again and again. The 61-3 is grounding. This is interconnectedness. No, it's not. It's interdependence. Interdependence. Similar, but not quite the same. The lower trigram, it doesn't really know that there's somebody else at the other end. And then they bump into them and find out. And they always need somebody else, of course, at the other end of the channel. Third lines need new things to bump into all the time, new people, new experiences. very often it's new people. So the interdependence, it can ground discovery because it is so often through other people that discoveries are made. There's a word what's it called now? Ubuntu, that's it. It comes from the Bantu language. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that. If I'm not pronouncing it correctly, I apologize. But one of the translations for Ubuntu is I am because we are, or a person is a person through other people. This is this interrelatedness, interconnectedness, interdependence. This is how discoveries are made. The moon is still in the splenic center. It's still in gate 50. It's only just gone in, actually, 1836 this morning. And at 1952 this evening, it moved into gate 28. And so the sun is in 62, and it's called preponderance of the small. And here, gate 28 is called preponderance of the great. This is the gate of the game player, and it's splenic again, of course, the transitoriness of power and influence. This is the potential to know what is and is not worth fighting for, always guided by strategy and authority. It's the gate of the gambler. Really, it's that sort of just one more spin of the wheel to see what happens, and feeling the thrill and the buzz of excitement and the possibility of your safety and security. It was all on red and you put it on black. The buzz of life flows through you. And then we move to gate 44 at 7:03. This is called coming to meet. This is a tribal gate in the splenic system. The gate of alertness. The success of interaction is based on the absence of preconditions. It's never really worth having expectations, is it? We learn this whenever we look at abstract circuitry. And here in tribal circuitry, we have a similar theme. There is the absence of preconditions. This is a pure state of meeting what life brings you, coming to meet. It brings it to you without any filter, which really means you're meeting it as yourself. This is the 62 line 3. This has been the forecast for today. Thank you very much for joining me. And I will see you for a 4th line day tomorrow. Go gently.